So again, welcome back to our MCSE. So today we'll be having again one more introduction class. Okay. So before we start today's class, last time we have done introduction to MCSE. So we talk about what is MCSE, what syllabus we are going to cover in MCSE, as well as we also discuss about different courses that we have in the market. Okay. So in today's session, we try to see one of the important class, okay, which is actually called a necessary path for our MCSE. Okay, so the complete course that we are going to see in our MCSE, so that is actually based on 2016 server. Okay, so normally, like whenever I say server, so automatically many questions comes to our mind, like what is actually a server and how to use server, how to operate a network with the help of this server. Okay, so before you operate your network, before you perform any task or before you perform any operation on a server, basically like how to install this operating system. Okay, so in today's session, we'll be discussing about the installation of 2016 server. Okay. Now, basically, if you know the installation of any operating system, maybe like if you know the installation of Windows 10, same you can install the server. Okay, but at least one time we need to see to clear our doubt. Okay, all the time we have a lot of questions like how actually we install this operating system, and at the time of installing, we'll be getting many options. So even today, we'll be talking about licensing. We'll try to discuss about like editions, what options we have from the Microsoft. Okay, so before you start the installation, first of all, we need to have some prerequisites. Okay, so the device where we install server operating system, the first condition is the machine support a 64-bit. This is the first condition. Okay, so right now, whatever the operating system releasing from the Microsoft, especially like when you talk about the server, so in today's the server completely we have in only 64-bit. Okay, we don't have any 32-bit operating system from Microsoft, especially on the server side. Okay, so the first condition is the device. It may be your desktop, it may be your server device. It should be 64-bit supported. Okay. Now, if you are installing this 2016 for your practice purpose, maybe on your i3, i5, i7, by default this machine supports 64-bit. No need to even ask somebody like if you are having i3 machine or i7 machine or i9 machine. So this machine by default they are going to support 64-bit. Okay, easily you can install. Okay. Now the second condition, which is very important. So physically, like if you are installing this operating system, minimum we require 512 MB RAM. Okay, at least 512 MB RAM. The recommended is 2 GB. The minimum 512 MB RAM, but recommendation is you require at least 2 GB of RAM. Okay, if you are installing a graphical operating system. Okay. Now the next condition, when you talk about hard disk, regarding hard disk, if you have even like 32 GB space in your computer, now you can easily install these operating systems. Okay, so these are the three main conditions you need to remember before you install operating system on your network. Okay, and one more thing you need to remember: 2 GB doesn't mean like you need only 2 GB. Okay, if I have a server where you have 16 GB RAM or 24 GB RAM, 32 GB RAM, 64 GB RAM, now the performance of your machine will be very good. Okay, so this is a recommendation from the Microsoft. At least we need this condition before you install the server on a physical device. I'm talking about the physical device here. Now, so the practical which I'm going to show you, that is on my VMware part. And one of the time I'll try to show you like how to install VMware and how we do the practical on our virtual environment. Why? Because like the complete training will be like throughout all our practical, we'll be talking about the VMware practice. Okay. So the main thing, maybe in coming classes, I'll try to show you like what is VMware and how to install the workstation, and in a workstation, how to install multiple virtual machine for our practice. Okay. So regarding practical also, we have a separate session. Okay. So what is the first condition from the market? we purchase computer. Okay. So the main question come, how do we install operating system on this device? So previously, the operating system we used to install by CD, but in today's time, like CD is completely outdated. CD is an outdated version. After CD, the next technology came to the market. We call it as a DVD. Now, even you can also install operating system by DVD. It may be like server, it may be Windows 10, or it may be any Windows version. You can install with the help of DVD. Okay. Apart from DVD, the method we are actually using all the time in the market, we have something called USB, pen drive, flash drive, or you'll be having a removable device. So with the help of a removable device, you can also install the operating system. Okay. So anyhow, depends on the requirement, depends on the condition. If you have DVD, if you have USB, then you can use any method for installation. Okay. So coming future, we'll be talking about even there will be one installation. We have network. So that means over the network also we can also install certain operating system, maybe server, maybe client. Okay. So this will be one of the we have a separate topic in our MCSE course. Okay. So as of now, we don't discuss about the network here. Okay. So if you want, either you can install with the help of CD or you can install with the help of DVD. Both options you can use for installing operating system in a single device. Okay. Now, so once you power on, so directly, the machine doesn't understand like you're installing operating system with the help of pen drive or with the help of DVD. So the first condition, what you require? So when you power on, the first screen comes to you on your computer screen. You have something called BIOS, or it's also called as setup mode. Okay. And once you power on your computer, to get the screen from the keyboard, you have to press one key that is specially designed for getting setup mode or getting BIOS. We call it as a basic input output system, where you can see the complete configuration of your machine. Okay. So F2 is especially designed to get this screen. Okay. Some computer doesn't support F2. You can also try delete. Like there are some assembled computer you have to press delete button from the keyboard when you want to get this screen. And there are some machine like nowadays there are some laptops coming to the market, especially from HP. If you need BIOS screen, you can press escape. You can also try something like F10. There will be multiple options. Okay, but maximum the machine supports F2. Okay, if F2 doesn't support, you can try delete button. If delete button doesn't work, you can even try escape. Okay. So anyhow, there will be multiple options. Okay. So the main question comes, why need to get to this screen? What is the reason here? Okay. So this screen, it look like, all, there is nothing like graphic here. You can see certain options. Okay. So here you have one option like main, advanced, security, and we also have one option like exit. Okay. So normally the reason why we come here, so the computer where I'm installing operating system, let's say I have a DVD-ROM. In that I insert a DVD, but this machine doesn't know like I'm planning to install the operating system by DVD. Okay, so this computer is actually depends on my instruction. How I'm installing the operating system, that will be depends on my requirement. Okay, so instead of installing operating system by DVD, let's say I'll be installing operating system with the help of USB. Okay. So once you connect a pen drive, so the machine automatically will not understand we are installing with the help of pen drive. Okay. So on the top of computer, you have to you have to give some instructions. So that instruction we have to go with the help of BIOS. In BIOS, every device, it may be like if you are actually sitting on dedicated server, the BIOS is totally different. If you're sitting on like assembled computer or branded computer, so every device you'll be having different screen for the BIOS. It's not like actually like this. Okay. So when you go BIOS, you have to remember you have to go to the boot menu here. Okay, this thing you have to remember. So when you go boot menu, on the top of boot menu, you have to select the priority. So the way you are installing by pen drive, if you are installing with the help of a DVD, if you are installing by network, so whatever you are installing, you have to go with that option should be on the top. Okay. And to select this option, here we have all the options. Like to change the value, you can press plus minus. To save whatever the changes we have done, you have to press F10 for save all the settings. If you select for selecting, you can go with the arrow button. Okay. So anyhow, this screen is very easy to understand, or this screen is very easy to understand here. So once you go BIOS, select the option here, CD or DVD ROM, then save, then automatically it will start booting operating system like this. Okay. So if you're installing operating system by DVD or CD, now here on the black screen, it will try to show you this screen, like press any key to boot from CD or DVD. So before the 5 dot comes from the keyboard, you have to press any key. If you doesn't put any key, automatically again, if you already have existing operating system, then it will try to load that operating system. Or if it's a new computer, the machine will try to give error, no operating system form. Okay. So here you have to press a key. Anyhow, this practical I'm showing. And once you put any key, the next screen comes to you. We have something called loading file. Okay. In today's time, like this screen was very quick, but the same thing, like if you go before 10 years, 15 years, if you're installing XP or a 98 operating system, if you install 2000 professional, or if you install any old operating system, only for saying like loading booting file, it takes at least minimum 5 to 10 minutes. You have to wait here. Okay. But today we have very good configuration machine. The computers, support a very good configuration. So here, no need to wait for that. So this screen was very quick. Once you when you press the key, now this screen was very quick. Then after that, we have certain instructions. Okay. So let's begin this installation part, how we can do that. Okay. So once you go to your VMware, so here, like once you power on, when you press F2, this is the boot menu for VMware. So here is asking like how you want to boot your operating system. You want to install operating system with the help of CD, DVD, or you can install operating system with the help of network. Okay, so coming session we have this topic. So here, as of now, I'll be selecting the option like VMware Virtual SATA CD, DVD. Okay, so select this option and you can hit enter. Okay. So once you press enter, automatically here asking like press any key. Now, if you don't press any key directly, again, it will take you to the same location. Okay. So one more time, I press enter and I put the key, and you can see the screen was very quick. Loading file. Why? Because the machine where I'm sitting, my computer is highly configured, and I'll be having very good configuration in my laptop. So once it load the operating system, so first it will try to show you like what is this operating system. Now, how to know, is it server, is it Windows 10, Windows 7, or Windows 8? Now, directly by this you can come to. Okay. So the operating system which we are installing here, this is our 2016 server, which is one of the powerful operating systems. And this operating system we actually use in English language. Like, and one more thing, how to get this operating system. Okay. So let me show you first. Okay. This is my operating system, but from where you can get it. So this operating system you can get from direct Microsoft page. Okay, you can download, and when you are downloading, make sure the operating system language, it should be English. Okay. Apart from English, you'll be having multiple languages. Okay. It may be a Chinese language, it may be Japanese language, it may be German language. There will be many languages. So how we can get this operating system? So just go there. So we have to go to our internet. So you can go Google, and here we can write direct Windows Server 2016 ISO download, or if you don't want ISO also, you can directly write download. Okay, why? Because right now we don't know what is ISO image. So you can write Windows Server 2016 download. So what it will do, now directly it will take you to the Microsoft page. Okay, so this is the only option you can use. This is actually a very good option here. So you can select this. And right now you can see I have multiple images here. Apart from 2016, I also have 2019. Okay. So in future, even I'm going to show you one of the topics, how we can upgrade our 2016 to 2019 server. So first, we are going to set up our environment that is completely depends on 2016. Then we'll be trying to upgrade all our network to 2019 server. Okay. So when you select 2016, so by default, like evaluation mode means this is a trial version. By default, we'll be getting 180 days. Okay. So 180 days you can use freely. Okay. After that, again, you can reinstall again. You can use it again. Okay. So here is asking, so you want you want to use this 2016 for cloud purpose, or you want to use for the virtual lab purpose, or you want to have direct ISO image. Okay. So here we have to go with the ISO image. So this ISO image you can download directly from the Microsoft website to your local machine. Okay. So once you finish this class, the first thing you have to do today is download this operating system. Okay. Now we can go with the continue. Then here it will ask you some kind of information like who are you? Okay. So give the credentials. So your first name, last name, the company name. I have already given, why? Because I have already downloaded. And job title, you can write anything what you like. Work address and phone number. You can put any phone number. And here you can see the from where you are downloading this operating system. Try to select that. If you go down, you can say continue. Then here, as I told you, one of the main option is asking language. So this operating system, either you can download in Chinese language, English, French, German, Italian, Japanese, Russian, Spanish. Okay. So whatever the language you satisfy, the language which you know, you can select any language. Okay. But the regular language that we use, we have English. So that is one of the standard language we use all the time. So I'll be selecting like English language, then I'll say download. So once you click download, automatically you can see now this is the file where you can see the total size of the file is almost 6.5 GB. And this 6.5 GB is a ISO, means direct one big file. So this big file you can browse or you can keep anywhere wherever you like. Okay. So by default it will be saved on your download folder. If you don't want download, you can go open and browse, and you can save on your external hard disk, or it may be your any partition from where you want to download. Okay, so I said cancel. Why? Because I already have that image. Okay, so if I show my image, so I already downloaded that operating system. So I'll be having this Windows Server Standard or Data Center multi-point payment 2016. So this will be my 2016. Okay, so I downloaded before maybe like 1 year. In that time, the size was 5.30. Okay, but now that operating system is updated, the almost the size we have more than 6 GB. Okay, so anyhow, now when you try to after downloading, you can you can make a bootable DVD, you can make bootable USB. Then with the help of that, you can easily install the operating system. So when you come to this screen, so here is asking like which language or what kind of time format you need. Okay. So basically I told you like we already selected the English, and this language, this operating system I have only in English. Okay. Time format, what you want. You want United States or you want any other time, you can also select. But I don't want to change anything here. So we go with the default, which is directly recommended from the Microsoft. Now, next. So when you go with the next option, so here always we'll be having two main options. The first option is say, are you want to install a new operating system or you want to repair existing operating system? Okay. So both options are important. So basically, this is your machine. If you are installing a new and fresh of, if you are installing operating system for the first time on your machine, compulsory you have to go with the option install now. Okay. But sometimes what happened, let's say I already installed 2016 server. So this is my 2016. So once I install, maybe on the top of that, I configure AD, I install a lot of services, I maintain a lot of database, and this is one of my dedicated server of my company. And from here, I'm doing a lot of troubleshooting on the network. Okay, let's say one of the time, maybe by mistake, something happened. Maybe like uh, operating system maybe crash, or maybe I forget a password of administrator. Okay, so that means like whenever if you if by mistake if you have some kind of disaster recovery, then this thing we can do with the help of repair option. So this option we use whenever if you want to repair. Okay, like from the market, if you want to purchase new things, we go showroom and we purchase a new product. Okay, the same thing like after using a product, when something happens, then we can go mechanic for repairing. So repairing shop only for second-hand people. Okay, it's not for the new product. So if you are using a new operating system, then if you are installing for the first time, compulsory you have to go with the option install now. And this option we use if you want to repair the operating system by mistake if you have any issue. Unless until you have a issue, we never go for the repair. Okay, so we are installing new operating system, we can go with the option install now. Now, the next very important thing we need to understand about licensing. Okay. So till now, what we have done, we have seen, the machine where we install a server operating system. We talk about the configuration, like how much RAM you need, the processor, how much you need, hard disk, how much you need. Okay. Okay. But apart from that, when you try to install operating system from Microsoft, okay, maybe I'll be installing Windows 7 or maybe I'll be installing like Windows 8. So doesn't matter whatever operating system you're installing, every operating system Microsoft has given certain options. That is, we actually call it either you can say addition of server operating system, or we can say the flavor of a server. Okay. So what the Microsoft has done, just I'm giving example. If you are installing like Windows 7, so Windows 7, one of the options we have, Windows 7 will be using for Home Basic. Windows 7, one of the flavor we have Ultimate. Windows 7 we have Enterprise. Windows 7 we also have a Professional. That means in Windows 7, Microsoft has given these 4 flavors. Okay. So if you purchase a new laptop from the market, if that laptop is coming the default operating system, so the default operating system you'll see only Windows 7 Home Basic. That this operating system designed only for home user. Means if I'm using a machine and if I want to perform the task on my laptop, so with the help of this Home Basic, I can do multiple tasks. Okay, but the laptop which I'm using, if I'm running like Windows 7 Home Basic, if that laptop, if I want to connect to my company network from my company network, if I want to join or if I want to access any resource, the operating system doesn't support. So the machines like the operating system which I'm using, Home Basic. So this Home Basic version you cannot use in a corporate environment. The licensing doesn't support to access anything from your domain. Okay. So in that time, either you need a license of maybe Ultimate, you maybe have a license of Enterprise or maybe Pro. This is completely depends on your budget. Okay. So there are some company, they will be having the regular licensing that we call as Ultimate operating system, or it may be like Windows 7 Pro or Windows 7 Enterprise. That is completely depends on different conditions. Okay. Similarly, what Microsoft has done in 2016, Before 2016, there was 2012. Okay. So what was there in 2012? In 2012, we have something called Foundation Edition. One of the edition in 2012, we have Essential Edition, and there was edition we have Standard, and one of the edition we have Data Center. Okay. So we used to have 4 flavor in 2012. Okay. So apart from 4, now these 2 editions support only for a small company. Okay. So the first edition, it is going to support up to like 15 users, and second edition is going to support up to 25 users. Okay. Apart from that, now when you talk about like virtualization, here I'm talking about like Hyper-V. So when you want to configure Hyper-V in your environment, so these 2 edition means the license of this operating system doesn't support to configure Hyper-V. So regarding Hyper-V, either you need to configure a standard edition or it may be a data center. Okay. So standard edition, you can configure virtualization, and it is going to support up to 2 virtual machines. Whereas data center, it is one of the powerful operating system, and even the license is also very, very expensive. So these operating systems support unlimited virtual machine in a virtual environment. Okay. Now, what about 2016? In 2016, Microsoft has given only 3 flavors. Okay. So the first flavor we have Essential, Standard, as well as Data Center. So we have only 3 flavor here. Or Microsoft has given separate Hyper-V operating system that is only support Hyper-V version, that is for only virtualization. Okay. So the first edition we have Essential. This is actually used for SMB, means a small business with the basic requirement. So how much it is going to support? Okay. So this operating system, it is going to support up to like 25 users and 50 devices. Okay. Whereas Standard and Data Center, they are going to support unlimited users or unlimited devices. Okay. And these 2 editions, as I told you, like if you are using Standard Edition, it is going to support 2 virtual machine or 2 Hyper-V container. Whereas Data Center, it is going to support unlimited virtual machine or unlimited Hyper-V container. Okay. So Essential, we don't have. Like here, it is you cannot able to configure the Hyper-V here. Now, the next thing, very, very important, like why do we prefer a Microsoft operating system? So do you think like Microsoft is the only company who give you the operating system? We have only the Microsoft product in the market? No. Okay. So apart from Microsoft, there are a lot of companies, companies available in the market. Like we have a product from the Linux. We also have product from the the Macintosh. We also have product from like Unix. So there will be many companies out there. So why we people actually prefer Microsoft? The most important reason for preferring a Microsoft version. So this operating system we call a GUI operating system. GUI means a graphical user interface. Okay. So graphical compared to graphical means like when you install operating system, you can see here. I can see my desktop. So graphically, all icon I can see. This is called a graphical operating system. Now I can able to open my computer. I can store all my data. I can able to store all my information. I can access direct all the data. I can use application. I can able to open any file. I can open direct internet. I can do anything graphically. So graphical operating systems are easy to understand, easy to learn, even easy to troubleshoot. Okay. So these operating systems are, we call it as a friendly user. Okay. So graphical doesn't mean like it's very difficult. So once you install a GUI operating system, we actually call this is a friendly user. Okay. So very quick to understand these operating systems. Okay. But normally, like when you talk about the Linux, that is completely in, a command line operating system. Okay. So what Microsoft has done, especially like when Microsoft introduced server operating system. Okay. So let's say this is my device. On the top of device, I'll be installing 2016 or 2012. Maybe I'll be installing a server. So when you install server operating system, so Microsoft give you two main options here. So either you install this 2016 server in a graphical, or even we can also install in terms of command line, CLI. CLI operating system we represent as server core, or you can say even core. Okay. The GUI operating system from Microsoft we represent as desktop experience. Okay. So this means if you are planning to install 2016 server, so if you want to use this operating system by graphical method, or you want to use a command line method, now this is depends here. Okay. Now, if you go with the first option, so what this option is saying, if I go with the first option like Windows Server 2016 Standard Edition, so this option saying like this option recommended reduce management and servicing by installing only what is needed to run most server roles and applications. It does not include a GUI. So here it's clearly saying this is not a graphical version. Means once you install this operating system, you cannot able to see all the icons. You cannot see all the desktop. You cannot see anything. So you have to manage the operating system with the help of command. You get only command from everything. Maybe you want to install application, you want to install Hyper-V, you want to install the Active Directory, you want to install anything. Either we can use PowerShell command, or we can use the normal command prompt. Okay. So anyhow, so in our MCSE, one of the topics I'll be covering, that is how to use 2016 server in a command line. Okay. But this is not complete training. That will be one particular topic. Okay. But as of now, when you are installing operating system for the practice purpose, or in a real time also when you are installing, that is based on the condition. So here, apart from that, like if I go with the second option, so this option says, so this option is useful when a GUI is required. For example, to provide a backward compatibility for an application that cannot be run on server for installation. So all roles and features are supported. So when you use server in a graphical, each and every role and each and every feature are going to support. Whereas in command line, so some of the features may not work properly. Okay. So there are some roles you cannot install. Those roles cannot be performed. You cannot able to install and configure on a command line operating system. Okay. So here, so either you can go with the standard edition, or you can go with the data center. Depends whatever you want, you can select here. And here you can see this operating system we have completely in 64-bit version. X64 means this will be completely a 64-bit version. So I'll be installing 2016 standard edition, or you can even go with this option. Okay. So either you can select standard edition, or you can go with the data center. So I'll be going with the standard. Next, the next option, it will ask you the license agreement, means terms and conditions. Okay. So right now, as I told you, like we'll be using only a trial version. I'll be using only for 180 days for evaluation edition. So by here you have to put a check mark. I accept all the license agreement, terms and conditions. You have to read. There will be a separate book for this. You can read it. So instead of going through, it's simple is just put a check mark, no problem. We can go next. And the next option we have very, very important. Okay. So we have one of the option here. You want to upgrade, or you want to have a custom. Okay. So upgrade also plays very, very important role. Okay. Let's say I started my company today. Okay. So the license which I purchased, that is for my 2016. And after the installation of server, let's say maybe I configure my Active Directory where I maintain all my company database. On the network, I'll be having many clients, and with the help of my servers, now I'll be managing all my network. Okay. So today's time, I don't have any issue in my operating system. Why? Because everything is okay. Whatever the application available, each and every application is going to support. Okay. Let's say maybe in future, maybe in 2025, today is 2020, maybe after 5 years in the market, there will be a new technology. There may be like, we have something called like 5G technology, or maybe there are some application that is newly introduced in that time. And in order to install that application, so either you need a very good device, means you actually need a new device for that, as well as you also require a latest operating system. Okay. Now, one of the example I can give, let's say from the market, last year I purchased a 2G mobile. Okay. I didn't use, I keep in my cupboard. Okay. So next year I open my cupboard and I found I got, I already have 2G mobile. So today if I open that mobile, so for me it's like a useless. Why? Because 2G, it's not, I'm not using a 2G service. Even though my mobile is new, even though it's having very good configuration, but the device become very slow. Okay. Similarly, like, so based on the situation, you need to have a new application, new devices. Okay. So all the time now we'll be having some kind of upgrade option. Okay. So after some time, maybe 2016, Microsoft maybe stopped giving support. Okay. So in that time also what we need, now instead of 2016, we need to upgrade our operating system to 2019. So now we can 2019. Okay. So what we can do here? So we are not simply formatting existing operating system, and we are not installing a new operating system direct. Okay, this is not all the time happen. Okay, but because for me the database is important. I cannot recreate all my network. I cannot reinstall all the application. I cannot reinstall all the services. Okay, so for me the database is important. All my company network is important. For me this operating system is not important. Okay. So Microsoft has given one option. You can upgrade your old version to the new version. Okay, with the help of one option. And even like future, this topic I'm going to cover how to upgrade the existing operating system to the new version. Okay. So this is for condition. Okay. Now, right now, let's say instead of that, if you are installing operating system for the first time in your environment, okay, I'll be having a new device. On the top of that, I'll be installing a new operating system. In that situation, you have to go with the option custom. Okay. So if you upgrade, all the settings and applications are moved to Windows. Means whatever the application already available, now that application also come with a new version. Okay. So application, databases, and whatever you have, it will not affect to anything. Only your operating system will change from 16 to 19. Whereas if you are installing a new operating system, once you install again, you have to think about what application you want to install, in which partition you want to install this operating system, as well as whatever the changes you want. Everything you have to do manually. Okay. So in today's session, we have custom option, but because we are installing a new server first time. Okay. The next option we have hard disk. Okay. In a real time, this installation will be based on our rate. Okay. So only for our practice purpose, we'll be installing on the local machine. But in a real time, like when you talk to the company, so we'll be installing operating system in terms of rate configuration. Okay. So future, we are going to discuss about like what is rate and how to configure it, and how to understand the hard disk concept, and how to configure like RAID 0, RAID 5, RAID 1. So we'll be having separate topic for that. Just only for today, the machine, the server where I'm installing 2016 server, I have total size of hard disk is 500 GB. Okay. So when you install operating system, automatically one partition will be created. The partition we call C drive. Okay. So C is actually famous for our Windows. So the question comes, how much size I have to give to this C drive? So even though you have 500 GB hard disk, shall I give 32 GB here? Or can I install operating system in 10 GB of space, 20 GB of space, or 30 GB of space? The recommendation is 32 GB. So 32 GB doesn't mean like you have to calculate only size up to like 32. Okay. Now that is actually a recommendation for test purpose. If you are installing C, then minimum you have to give 32 GB at least. Okay. But if you want, you can go with the 200 GB space for C drive. You can give 500 GB also. Okay. Now, normally, let's say, suppose today I have given 50 GB space and I installed 2016 server. So this is my server, and on the top of that, I have C drive, and that C drive I have given 50 GB of space. So future, after the installation of server, maybe I start installing application, maybe I start installing the services. Automatically, what happens? Now in future, automatically, 50 GB, maybe within few months, automatically you try to fill all the space. Okay. So after some time, you will be getting a pop-up on your machine. So please delete one or more file, low space running on the C drive. So in that situation, we don't have any option. So why? Because you have given only 50 GB. So if you don't want this kind of error come in your future, so what you can do now, if you want, you can give complete 500 GB to the partition, so that whatever the application you are installing in future, sometimes like we'll be having big application like SAP and all the things. So this application needs very good space on the operating system partition. Okay. So in that situation, you have to go with the if you have even like 1 terabyte, you have to give complete 1 terabyte, so that I don't want any effect to my operating system partition. Okay. So what I do, I go with a complete partition size. So complete 500 GB I'll be giving to my C drive. Now you can go next and install it. So this is how we install server. Okay. So the installation is same as it is as Windows 10. If you like install Windows 10, same installation, no difference. Only the change is in Windows 10, you don't get option for server core. Okay. Because client operating system we use 100% in graphical only, but server has one of the special option. Either you can go with the command based, or you can go with the graphical based. Okay. So this is about installation. Okay. So it will take at least 5 to 10 minutes for installation. Till then, now let's see the next requirement here. Last time I have a question related to, somebody asked me regarding certification. So basically, certification also plays a very, very important role. MCSE, certification. First of all, like certification is not totally new in 2016. It is actually coming from starting like when Microsoft introduced NT servers, and when Microsoft introduced like 2000, 2003. So for every version of MCSE, Microsoft has given certification. Okay. So let's talk about this certification in detail. So when Microsoft introduced 2000 server, like the first one of the version we have MCSE 2000. So in MCSE 2000, now we used to have total 7 exams. So total we used to have 7 exams, or you can say 7 online papers. So one of the exam related to server, one of the exam related to client. There are some exam related to designing, some exam related to Active Directory. We also have exam for Exchange server, ISO server. So total we used to have 7 exams, and these exams are outdated. From Microsoft, we don't have, we cannot go with this exam. So after 2000, next version introduced the Microsoft MCSE 2003. In 2003 also we have same, we can say like same pattern, total 7 exams. One of the exam for the server client, and we have designing, only the version change. Pattern is almost same. Okay. After 2003, when Microsoft introduced the next certification we call MCITP, it was based on 2008 version. So what the Microsoft did, now instead of from here, like Microsoft actually divided the certification into multiple platforms. Okay, so from here, Microsoft even introduced different technology in the market. So previously, like we don't have cloud, we don't have. So from MCITP in 2008, Microsoft has given only 5 exams, 5 papers. And these 5 exams only related to MCITP. Now, if you want Exchange, you have separate exam. If you want ISA, you also require a separate exam. Now, if you want to go for like a SQL Server, you have to write a separate exam. Okay. So for each and every platform, you need to have separate exam. Okay. So this is even outdated. One of the exam Microsoft introduced, that is MCSE 2012. Now, in MCSE 2012, what Microsoft has done, Microsoft divided the certification into 3 main platforms. The first platform is associate level platform. One of the platform we have expert level platform, and we also have master level platform. Okay. So even sometimes like we also have a question like what is MCSA or what is MCSE? Okay. So apart from all, like if you write the first 3 exams, okay, from Microsoft you get a certificate MCSA, Microsoft Certified Solution Associate. Okay. So when you write 3 exams, so in 2012 MCSE will be having total 5 exams, 5 papers. So apart from 5, like when you write first 3 exams, okay, so I can show you even the code 70. So this thing I'm showing for your knowledge. So this exam we are not going to write. So we are not going to cover all this thing in our syllabus. So the first exam is 70-410. The first exam. This will be related to Windows server installation, like 2012 server installation. The second exam, 70-411. The third exam we have 70-412. So when you write these 3 exams, okay, so from the Microsoft, you will getting a certificate. That certificate we call MCSA 2012. After writing 3 exams, now if you write 2 more exams, so here you have 3 exams. Then if you want to become expert, you have to write 2 more exams. Okay, but these 2 exams, Microsoft has given multiple categories. There will be multiple options. So you want to become expert in cloud, that is Azure. If you want to become expert in Exchange server, that is your email. If you want to become expert in server infrastructure, if you want to become expert in desktop infrastructure, there will be multiple options. Link server, SQL, you have all the options. Okay. So any of you need to write 2 exams. Okay. So if you are planning for 70 413 and 70 414, so that means you become expert in server infrastructure. Okay, so your responsibility to manage all the infrastructure of your network. Okay, now instead of that, if you go with the option like uh, 345, see some of the exams are already expired. Like when you go with 345 or 346, then you can also get a certificate with the help of like private cloud. Then for Exchange Server also you have separate exam. Okay, so anyhow, this was related to our MCSE 2012. Now, again, if you are a developer in company, Microsoft also designed two more exams for master level. That is for designing purpose. So what about 2016? When you talk about MCSE 2016, Microsoft has given only four total exams, four exams or four papers. Okay. Apart from four, when you write three exams, you get a certificate from Microsoft like MCSA 2016. And if you write four exams, then you can become MCSE, Microsoft Certified Solution Expert. Okay. And I heard one of the news which is given from Microsoft website. Okay. So from June 30, all MCSE exams will be expired. Whatever certification we have in MCSE, the complete MCSE is going to be expired. Okay, if somebody already returned, like maybe I can say here, like maybe before June 15, I have written the exam. So in my transcript for 2 years, the validity will be available. Why? Because like Microsoft planning to move everything on cloud. Okay, but I don't know what will happen in next few months. Why? Because as now like we are getting a lot of issue here in the market. And how we can write this exam? So directly I'll show you the website. Now when you want to write this exam, you can go with the website. We can directly see online. How we can go there? So here we can write VUE. VUE means this is for PSN website. VUE.com. You can write /Microsoft. So VUE.com/Microsoft. When you press enter, automatically you get a page. So that page gives you only information related to Microsoft certification. If you want Cisco certification, you can write VUE.com/Cisco. If you need VMware, then VUE.com/VMware. So that will be dependent. Okay. So here you can say login. So if you already log in your Outlook account, now no need for again giving your credentials. Okay. So once you say sign in, so automatically it will log in here. So we have multiple platform here. See what they did. They extended policy. Okay. So as we continue grow our Microsoft role-based certification, so all remaining MCSA, MCSD, or MCSE certification and associate exams are scheduled to fully retire on January 31st. Okay. So previously it was June 31st. Okay. So that is 2020, but now they upgraded. They have given more time. So coming January 2021, now this exam will be available. Okay, so here you can see all the certification. Now, especially if you want Azure exam, you can go with here. Especially you want like 2016 exam. Especially you want to go with SQL Server exam. Especially you want to go with the Microsoft Office 365. You can go with the exams here direct. Now, the exam which I'm showing here. Okay. See, these are the exams related to 2012. So these are the total 5 exams. So 410, 411, 412. When you write these 3 exams from Microsoft, you get certificate MCSA, and these 3 exams it will be related to a Microsoft Certified Solution Associate level. After that, if you write 2 more exams, so 413 and 414, now you'll be becoming the expert in server infrastructure. And here clearly saying this exam is going to retire on 31st of January 2021. Okay, so previously it was June 31. So that was 2012 exam. Now, when you talk about 2016, in 2016, the first exam we have 7740 installation and storage and complete with 2000. And here also it's showing it is going to retire on the same time. So these 3 exams, when you write from the Microsoft 740, 741, and 742 from Microsoft, you'll be getting certification MCSA 2000 to 2016. Then after that, when you write one more exam, like if you write 744, then you will be expert in Windows security. Okay. So now one more question comes here. Let's say suppose I have already written before 2 years, I have already written MCSA 2012. Okay. So again, if I want 2016 certification, so Microsoft has given option. Okay. Now if you want MCSA 2016, okay. So shall I write again 3 exams here? No. Microsoft says if you already MCSA 2012, you can upgrade your skill to 2016 by writing 1 exam. That is our 743. Upgrade your skill from MCSA 2016. Okay. So if you already MCSA 2012, you just write 1 exam. You can automatically upgrade your skill to 2016 server. Okay. But if you have not written any exam, compulsory you need to go with the first 3 exams. Then you can go with the one more exam. Like if you want to become MCSE. Okay. So the main thing is how much you need to pay. So each and every country there will be a different price. If you're writing this exam from US, from UK, or from different countries, so you have to pay $165. Okay, but we are not in United States. Suppose if I'm writing this exam from India, how much? In India, we have to go with the option 4,800. This is only the price from Microsoft. Even nowadays, even GST is also included. Okay, how much we need to pay? I'll show you. So you can go with the schedule option here. So before you write this exam, you have to create account in Microsoft. It may be like Outlook or live account, whatever it may be. So if you already log in, so it takes you the credentials. So I have already logged in here. So I have already done all my credentials. Now I'll save and I'll continue. So here is asking like what's your name and the address, your telephone numbers, your pen, the postal code, all the information is asking. So I'll go with the PSN view. So this exam I'll be writing from my test center. And even you can see regarding languages also we have multiple languages. So you can write this exam in Chinese language, German language, French language, multiple languages we have. So we'll be writing this exam in English language. Don't go with the different language. And here you can see now the price actually is 4,800. But if I go down, so this is the actual price will directly go to the Microsoft. But Indian government even started taking some charges for writing this exam. How much? That will be your 18% of GST. Okay. So when you want to write this exam, where is your center? So whatever address you give, near to that address, whatever the test centers available, it will show you all the list. Okay. So I have given a address here, Master Sign, which is near to my home. So here, either I can write exam from my Banjara Hills Road. I have multiple option here. I can go with any option. Just select. So at what time? See, April, no. Why? Because we have a lag down here. Now, instead of April, May, no, even May, I don't have date. But June, maybe June 15, I can write it. What time? Maybe timing like 11 a.m. So 3 timings are only available here. So depending on the test center, you will be having multiple timings. Sometimes like the test center also have evening timing, morning timing, or daytime. Depends. So I'll be using this center. This is in Somajigoda. Just I'm showing for example. So how much we are paying? The actual fees is 4,800, but this 864, this will be our tax. Okay, this is our GST. The total amount for each exam is 5,700. Okay, so you can say proceed, check out, accept all the agreement. So here up to here I can show you. So here it will ask you like how you want to pay. Okay, so whatever the amount is asking, so you have to pay this amount only with the help of credit card. Okay, no debit card works. Okay, so all international cards accepted here. So you can use maybe like Visa, Master, anything, but it should be a credit card. Okay, you just give all the details, book your exam, you get the confirmation, and when you go center, compulsory there will be some condition you need to remember. So the first condition, center you have to go on time, and minimum you need to have 2 ID proof. One ID proof may be like passport or license, or you may have even the the PAN card. Apart from three, you need even only like 2 ID proof: voter ID, Aadhaar card. Now this ID proof will not work for your exam. Okay. So here, this is our certification. Okay. So coming to the again the same installation part. Now once the installation done, now everything look like this. Okay. So once the operating system installed, it will give you this screen. From here, again, it will ask you like you have to give a password, then log in, then you can start doing all your tasks. Okay. So today we have seen the installation of server operating system. Even we also discussed about the certification. Okay. So hope you understand this class. So if you have any question, you can ask me. Okay. So thank you for attending this class. So if you have any question, you can ask me, please.